Welcome back to day 2 of taking this dash apart. We'll see how far we can get today. Trying to get out here early before it gets too hot. Got most of the seats out yesterday. Cleaned it up a little bit. Still have the back seat in and place for the dog to hang out. Important things. And under the seat, on the quarter, and Walt Disney's Pete's Dragon. I don't even remember if this thing had a cassette player, but I might start taking the console out, see what's involved with that. Haven't even looked at what's involved, but I see 2 bolts in the back and a couple panels up front that I can take off. Probably screws or bolts behind that, and probably just a bunch of clips. This whole car seems to be clipped together. Actually, all the new shit seems to be clipped together, but so anyway, gonna start with the cluster and the steering column. Probably get the airbag out, get the steering wheel loose. And let's see what else is over there. The wiper switch, the turn signal switch, clock spring. And just see how far we can get. So for this dash, apparently all you have to do is pull this out. That was easy. A flap. So that bottom part clips into the top of the steering column. There's a couple clips that hold it in the back. Easy. One screw there, one screw there. There's one plug in the back. It would have been easier to pull the steering wheel off first. Okay, I'm just going to leave that for a few minutes and take the steering wheel off. Maybe have more room to work. The battery's still disconnected, so this should be safe. Still, these airbags just make me nervous. One. These come up. Once you get the airbag out, there's 2 yellow plugs. The orange tabs lift out of the yellow plug. It should just pry up. One. There's one. And there's 2 grounds, it looks like, for the horn maybe. And there's the airbag. The steering wheel. Unpacked it. Big bolt. Plug here for the radio controls, I guess. That back up. And there's the steering wheel. So I got this panel open. I can see the airbag. Whole panel is loose. I don't know how to get the fucking thing off. I don't see any other bolts or clips. This plastic goes in behind the airbag. This turned out to be a pain in the ass. And so far, this whole thing has just been clipped in. Even at the bottom, there's clips. Oh, there was a screw up here. Okay, that was easy. Really fucking stupid. Really fucking stupid. Okay, I got it. Ah, son of a bitch. I got it. That was fucking stupid. So to get this bottom panel off, first take the top of the steering column off. It should pop off. And there's 2 bolts on the bottom side of this panel that goes under here. There's a bolt in the front and a bolt in the back. Oh, screws. They're both Torx. I think these just snap together. Now, there should be 2 bolts, or 2 nuts at the back of the airbag. Should be a nut here, and a nut on the other side, probably 10 millimeter, just a guess. Then this plastic panel should come out. To get the airbag out, you get 10 millimeter. And it looks like it's going to take a while to do this. It'd be nice to have one of those ratchet wrenches, but I ain't got one. Anyway, there's going to be another one over here. It's probably going to be harder to get to, but it's the same thing. One 10 millimeter nut. Pull this air vent out. There's an 8 millimeter bolt in here, bottom. This side's going to be the same thing. There's the other nut. And since I already yanked all the clips out, the whole panel came out. Should just be able to pull this orange tab out. And it comes unplugged. So now this whole panel with the airbag, everything's out. Not sure where that went. To get the airbag free from the panel, 4 clips along the bottom, 4 clips along the top, and the whole panel comes out. And to get the airbag free from the panel, 4 tabs top and 5 tabs at the bottom. And they just slide in And it doesn't fit tight anymore, but I'll probably use some putty or something to put it back in place. Fits back in there. Oh, back out here for another day. Battery died on me yesterday and I was ready to quit anyways. I'm going to try to get this clock spring out, get the turn signal, wiper switch off, and see what else we can get into. Probably going to be a short day, but yesterday was frustrating trying to get some of these panels off underneath. And it looks like this clock spring is just in with a few clips. There's the clock spring. Just 2 screws up in the top. Center console is going to have to come out before the dash comes off. Once again, I'm not too worried about saving the center console. There's some parts that I want from it, but I don't really care about much of the plastic, so take off what I can and see how far it gets us. Okay, so the back is loose. Looks like there's 2 bolts right there that are going to have to come out. And the passenger side looks like it's coming apart already. Probably going to be something snapped in at the top like there was the other side. The bottom piece is already disconnected. There's some wiring zip tied to the console. Not really sure how we're supposed to get that off. And that's the only thing that's holding it as far as I can see. Cut those zip ties somehow and get it out of here. Okay, those zip ties were tied to clips. Shouldn't be anything else holding this down. More wires zip tied. All these wires are just zip tied to clips. The wire is still connected to something. Inside the center console, there is a 12-volt outlet and a USB port. I'll figure out how to get to those things now. Cup holders. There's a couple. These look like access panels for something, but I don't know how to get them out. That panel comes off. It's 4 clips, 2 screws from the inside. There's 2 more torque screws here for something. got that back panel gone, you can get to those plugs now. And get those things out of there. Once those are disconnected, the whole console comes out. This whole thing is much harder than it needs to be, for sure. So I got the whole plug out. Now it won't fit through the hole. Wiring's out. And the console's out. I got this whole inside loose. There's no obvious way for it to come out unless you take the pins out for the armrest lid. Just these pins that go underneath the armrest lid. There's another one of these tabs, and I'm guessing if I pop that out, there should be a screw under there. So I'm going to try that next. Well, I hadn't planned on ripping the carpet out, but underneath these rubbers, one here and one here, there's screws. So maybe that'll let the thing slide out. But when I was popping the rubbers off, one went down in that hole. So I'm going to take those screws out and see where we get. Spring. Break anything? Looks like it just clips on. All those are still intact. That's good. All these are still intact. Didn't actually get me anywhere, but so to remove this armrest lid, two screws under here, and the rest just clip on. So these pins, you push them in from the outside, I just used a little screwdriver and pushed them in. Wasn't easy, but I got them in. Then the top pops out. You have to do one side before the other to get past the gear. And the top slides off. Now this box should slide out. Maybe. So I got this console lid back together. This piece, got to put the spring in, then it just pops back over the clips. There's 2 screws under here. I got the other rubber piece out of the carpet. It slides in this way, and it pushes down in the back. Snaps in along the side. I'm leaving the pins in there so whoever wants to reinstall it can just clip it in and push the pins in, nice and easy. So that's an easy 50 bucks. I got this piece back together. Don't know if that'll sell, but it's worth listing. Shipping's going to be a bitch on it. And the cup holders just needs a good cleaning, and it's ready to bolt back into place. Overall, pretty good day. I'm going to have one more video on getting the dash pad off and getting to the guts of it. I think that's just a bunch of nuts, and not really sure what it's clipped on by the windshield, but I'm guessing it'll just pull off. Probably pull the vents out, the light switch, and that's probably it for the dash. The shifter, I'm going to leave it for now. I just can't get over all the electronics built into that thing. Probably a couple dozen wires plugged into it. Don't know what the fuck it's all for. Overcomplicating everything. But there's a lot of good electronics up there I'm going to pull out. I don't know what all that stuff is, but anyway, save that for next video. This one's long enough. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.